Ahoy there! Captain Benzie here, coming at you with another video for Eve Echoes. Today is Thursday, which means it's time for another developer Q&A. Except today isn't Thursday, it's actually Monday. But hey, that's what happens when things get rejigged around for an update as huge as the Exploration one. Basically, every Thursday, the official Eve Echoes Twitter account posts 4 responses to developer question and answers that have been posed by the community. If you want to do this, you can head into the game, you can pose your own question. There's usually a link on the Q&A as well to go and add your own question, and if yours is chosen, you will receive a month of basic Omega just for engaging with the developers to find out what is coming soon and to making some cool suggestions and things like that. Now, obviously with Exploration launching last week, this week's one has moved from Thursday to today, which, it's fine, it means we're going to get 2 of them this week. Now, what I like to do is to go through these and just read the question, read the responses for those of you who don't have access to Twitter or just don't want to use Twitter, and also give my thoughts and opinions on them. So, without further ado, let's jump straight in on this one, and of course, do subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of these. There is a playlist of developer Q&As, so you can see what we've asked in previous weeks. So, first up, allow for your ships to fly on autopilot without you. Can set destination to one station to another without needing to be in the ship yourself. Although there's an obvious advantage of being able to relocate your ships without you present, with the disadvantage of you not being present to defend it if you're attacked, I think it's a good balance. Now, here, Lance responds with, and I'm holding my comment, instead of allowing ships to use autopilot without a pilot, we suggest using the interstellar delivery system, which we will optimize later on. Now, I'm glad that Lance comes up with such a casual response to this, such a polite response, because once again, this is a question from someone who does not want to play the game. I don't want to fly the ships myself, please can the game just do it for me? And I massively disagree with this one on so many levels. Now look, again, this does come down to the big nullsec alliances, but can you imagine? I could just sit there, and I could sit there with my ship, something nice and fast, and scouting the way from my station to a particular bookmark I've set up in an enemy system, and then I set all of my ships to undock with me. And as long as I can scout that route ahead, all of my ships can go with me, move to that bookmark in the enemy system, log off safely, and I've moved an entire fleet in basically one journey. That is the straightforward reason as to why I massively disagree with this as a system. Now, in EVE Online, there is a thing called a jump clone. Basically, once every 24 hours, you can teleport yourself to another station. Basically, you kind of almost, it's not commit suicide, but your clone deactivates and you reactivate a clone in a distant station. So, for example, obviously, I could have my base in, for example, Jita, and then I could have another base in Amar. I've got a load of ships in Jita and a load of ships in Amar, and rather than do the 15 pathetic jumps it would be between the two once a day, I could dock up at Jita, activate my Amar clone, and I would just deactivate in Jita. I would instantly be in Amar with access to all my ships there. Obviously, that's worth it much more if you're doing over long distances. It means, for example, if you've got a base out in nullsec, and you've got like a load of shipbuilding stuff you want to go on in Jita, you can just jump between them that way, and wherever your clone ends up, you can jump between those clones once a day. It's a really cool system, and I do hope that gets added to EVE Echoes at some point in the future, but being able to autopilot an entire fleet, no, please don't add this one. I really disagree with that. Second question, are you guys ever planning to make some sort of mining outpost? I know that there's stuff for planetary materials, but is it possible to make something for mining in the future? Or maybe something like ruined planets so it can still anchor? I don't know, just a thought, please consider. Now, this is kind of cool, actually. I do like the concept of an outpost actually mining itself. That's kind of cool. Or having like a cheaper outpost than a capsuleer outpost that just you maybe kind of drag with you, that is essentially a cargo container that allows you to reprocess your ores into minerals, and you can bring that station with you. You can relocate that station. That could be pretty cool. That said, I do kind of see that what we now currently have as the capsuleer outpost does sort of fulfill this role. I mean, if you're a proud owner of a capsuleer outpost, and you fit one of the new gravity trap devices, the ore gravity trap device, you can use that to scan down an intermittent intumescent nihilus space, and then you can jump in there and you can mine it with impunity, which is a really cool way of doing things. And remember, you can anchor these anywhere between 0.2 and down, so you can anchor one of those in low sec or in null sec as you wish, or of course you can just go into nihilus space. Now here Wilson says, we are planning on adding moon minerals and the ability to mine them with Capsuleer Outposts. That's cool. Ships and modules that require moon minerals to upgrade will be available in the game as well. Stay tuned for details. Now, this would be awesome, to anchor your Capsuleer Outpost next to a moon and just have it occasionally mine minerals from that. That's really quite cool, but I'd be wondering what happens when the moon eventually runs out of minerals. Is it just going to be like planetary resources where it's technically infinite, or could you accidentally blow up your moon using a Capsuleer Outpost? Now, obviously, I'm guessing they would just go down the planetary production route where it's theoretically infinite, but to the same token, I do quite like the concept of accidentally blowing up a moon because you've mined it too much. There's something really kind of funny about that in a massively capitalism screws the universe over kind of way. Anyway, let's move on before Benzie has, a bit of a socialist rant going on there. Now, with the most recent announcement of the gravity well systems for Capsuleer Outposts, the notes mention stable, sovereign space. Does this imply we'll be able to drop these only in null, or are we going to be able to deploy outposts in higher security space? Otherwise, small corps cannot use the new content. Firstly, yes, small corps can use the new content. One, you can still anchor a Capsuleer Outpost in a low sec, and I believe that will still count for generating the gravity well trap devices. I think low sec counts as stable space, but also you can scan down. You can scan down gravity wells and jump into them. Every single system in the game, from high sec all the way down to null sec, does have the capability of generating unstable gravity wells that you can scan down, jump through, and then mine or do the dead spaces on the other hand. And I have been playing with some of these recently. I've done 2 of these now, so I do intend to do a video on how N-Space actually works. Stay tuned for that. Hit the subscribe button. It will be a Cat Skull Academy lesson coming in the next week with a little asterisk on the if everything pans out. Now, what do we have as an answer here from Nero? We do not have a plan to make Capsuleer Outposts available in high sec yet, so if outposts were deployed there, they would essentially become permanent structures, because, yeah, there's no way to destroy them if they're in high sec. Fortunately, Nihilus space will have multiple entrances, so you can still enter Nihilus space through scanning from other systems, not only through Capsuleer Outposts, which is what I've just said, and that's a good way of doing it. I'm still not sure if you've got a Capsuleer Outpost anchored in low sec, because low sec is stable sovereign space. If you're in, for example, Zendaya, which is a 0.2 system, or I think Kabi is a 0.2 system actually, 0.2 system for Kabi, if you were to put a Capsuleer Outpost there, can you use a gravity well device to create a stable gravity trap there? I don't know. I don't know. If someone knows the answer to that, please let me know in the comment section down below. That would be really, really useful. I would love to have a low-sec station and just open it to the public and, let people scan for those kind of things there. So I think that'd be a cool way of doing it. Now, I think this was actually one of the ones that I asked, this final one here, so I don't know if I've just earned myself a basic Omega or not. Currently, the drone regions, Peregrine Falls, Outer Passage, etc., are sealed off from Capsuleers. These are the areas in the galactic northeast of the star map. When will these regions open to players? Now, Exile says, these regions are sealed off for now because we plan on making them available with additional content such as new ships, modules, and other fun features. Details yet to come. Now, in EVE Online, these were not open originally. The Dronelands, as a bit of backstory, were actually originally opened by the Galente. They were a region of space that was theoretically unexplored. There was a load of accords put into position that meant that none of the empires could open new stargates without the explicit consent of all 3 of the other empires. And the Galente went ahead and did it anyway. They just kind of flew out there to the galactic northeast and started opening up stargates into these new zones. And they went into there, and yeah, every drone that they had went absolutely berserk, and hundreds of thousands of people died during that event. The name of the event escapes my mind at the moment, but essentially that's why they are now the drone regions. And in there, in EVE Online, since it's reopened, basically Concord helped Gallente shut those gates down. Gallente kind of went with their tail between their legs and said, look, we done goofed, please help us close this off again. And so Concord went in and closed it all off. In EVE Online, Concord actually reopened it for capsuleers to fly through, and if you're flying through the Dronelands, you get a lot of rogue drone combat sites and things like that that will help you. You know, it's just a cool new area. It's not technically any one empire. It's not technically the Gallente that did it. It's the something Cascade. I forget what it's called now. It's not the Creolair project. That's the other one. I've talked about that at length. It's something Cascade. Anyway, those areas then we can see here will open up in future with new content, new ships, etc. I'd love that to be when we get the Tech 3 destroyers, the Tech 3 cruisers. I think there could be some really interesting ships there with the Dronelands opening up. If you're thinking, oh, Dronelands, maybe that's when we'll get our faction drones. Nope, faction drones are coming as part of the arena update in August. We know that from a future dev Q&A where they have confirmed that the faction level drones are like Imperial Navy, Caldari Navy, Republic Fleet, and Gallente Federation Navy, things like that. Those drones will be available via the arena update in August. So there we have it. There's today's 4 questions. The drone regions are going to open up later on with some new content. Yes, you are able to access Nihilist space via means other than your own capsuleer outposts, but there's no intent at the moment to be able to anchor a capsuleer outpost in HiSec. Hopefully we don't get the ability to autopilot an entire fleet around with you. I like the fact that Lance.Dot basically says, no, we don't intend to do that. There's an interesting point here, something I didn't mention now that I'm looking at it, sorry. We will optimize the interstellar delivery system later on. Hell to the yes. I want to be able to pay someone to move all of my stuff from station to station. I want to be able to say to someone, look, I've got a ton of frigates currently based in Conora. Please can you bring them down to Zendaya or take them out to Amar? Here is the ISK. You've got the transport, please take it and move it for me. That would be amazing, and I'd love to have that as an actual feature in-game where I can put that up as a request and some other player then fulfills that for me. Yes, the hell, please. Finally, mining outposts are going to sort of be a thing with moon minerals and the ability to mine them with capsuleer outposts. Moon minerals, I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be the official Moon update. So there we go. Start posting all of your wolf memes. Now, on that note as well, this week is, being a Monday, that means our usual weekly Combo Omega competition has ended. Last week's one was lasers, so I'll be picking 2 winners later today on the Catskull Discord to win a month of Combo Omega each, and that means we've got a new giveaway starting this week. This week, obviously with exploration being a thing, I want to see your coolest screenshot. Kill mails do not count this week, it is purely screenshots, because we're also going to celebrate the fact that the screenshot function allows you to now save directly to your device, and yes, you can turn the QR code thing on and off as you wish. On the screenshot interface, there's a little tick box at the top right. Show me your favourite screenshot of something to do with exploration. It could be a screenshot of your capsuleer outpost. It could be a screenshot of you and your friends doing a Nihilist dead space. It could be you and your friends in a Nihilist mining space, something like that. It could be you flying around in a Heron Covert Ops, or an Imicus Covert Ops. It could be you in a cool ship that you've just scanned someone down. I just want to see a screenshot of you engaging with the exploration update. And this time next week, I will pick 2 winners on the Catskull Discord, so you're going to need to get onto the Catskull Discord in the description down below, join the Combo Giveaway channel, and start posting your screenshots there of the exploration update. 2 of you will win a month of Combo Omega each. So good luck with that one. Anyway, folks, thank you for this one, watching this one right the way through to the end. Happy sailing, and see you in New Eden!